Hey there, Scott with HVAC Technicians Sales Secrets. Today we got to have a tough conversation. Today we got to have the conversation that some people in this industry don't really understand, and it screws up a lot of things. And so I want to say 2 years ago, I was working with a company that had a trainer go in there, and the trainer told the technicians, build the biggest ticket that you can get. And so the technicians were going out to a call. Now I live in California, so keep in mind, these numbers for systems may not be what you have for your numbers in your area. Put your number in there. So what these technicians were doing is they were going out to calls and they were figuring out here's $14,000 worth of damage. Well, systems just happen to be $14,000 or $15,000. And the consumers, they would go, wait a minute, time out, this doesn't make sense. I called you for a tune-up, I paid $60, $80, $90, $100, whatever the number is. And you show up and now there's $12,000 worth of damage. So imagine for a second, you go to get your oil change at a car dealership, okay? Car oil change, I don't know, today $80, $100, synthetic oil, 180, maybe 200. And you pull up, you're sitting in the little area looking at magazines that are 80 years old and, car and trans, motor and driver, whatever is in there. And the technician comes out to you and goes, hey, we got to go over something. Not only is your oil bad, your filter's bad, your shocks are bad, you've got a main bearing that's going out in your motor, your fan motor on your air compressor is going out, you have steering column issues, your windshield's shot, your seats are bad, your muffler's rusted out, your gas pump is going bad. Just so you know, your repairs today are $14,000. And you're like, I could buy a car for 20, okay? Analogy may not work out perfectly, but just go with me here for a second. In their mind, they're that doesn't sound right. And so this sales trainer, this technician trainer was telling the technicians, build as big a ticket as you can. Talk about the compressor, talk about the heat exchanger, go and build this huge ticket. And as a technician, what you need to know is you don't have to get damage and explain damage that way. The other thing is that leads to second opinions, that leads to lack of trust. Now, are there times where you show up and everything is turfed, bad, got issues, got problems? Yeah, it happens. I can think of a couple of times where I go to a system that's absolutely flatlined. There's nothing good about it. It's there. It's not even turning on or off, but everything has gone wrong. But the odds of that happening are not what you think that they are. And so what happened was the company that hired me had this person come out and train their technicians, and they had lost set leads. They had lost turnovers, whatever you want to call them, because the technicians were focusing too hard on building an average ticket, and you don't have to do that. So here's the thing. You should go to hvactechsecrets.com and sign up for my email list, because I will share with you secrets that I'm not putting out on YouTube. There will be a link for a Facebook group, so it's HVAC Tech Secrets. I'll put right, it'll be in the description. You can go check it out too. So here's the thing that you have to know. Is if you live on heat exchangers, major tickets, you're going to do okay in the summertime, you're going to do okay in the wintertime. But in the spring and summer, you're going to really struggle. And I can tell you this 100% with certainty because I've seen so many technicians do this. You've got to get good at selling the small parts. You've got to get good at explaining what's going to happen in the future ethically without making anything up. There's no reason to make anything up in this industry. It doesn't do you any good. It doesn't do any good for the consumer. So somebody's like, hey, Scott, I was watching your videos and you teach sales secrets. Yes, I do, because I teach salespeople. I don't think of that as bad. What I think is bad is when people take advantage of people and make stuff up, right? My job is to give you the opportunity. My job is to have the conversation. What you choose to do with it, please do good. Please don't take it for evil. There's my conversation about that for today. So if you live off of heat exchangers and compressors, you're going to lose deals. Your company's going to lose deals. You're going to get bad reviews, and you don't have to do it, okay? So you don't need a huge ticket for repairs. I promise you, you don't. Depending upon where you work and wherever your industry is, you only need about 5 to 10% of the cost of a new piece of equipment, okay? So if you're like, Scott, systems where I live are $10,000. Between $500 and $1,000 of repairs could get you a lead. I promise you. If you're like, Scott, systems where I'm at are 20 grand, you only need $1,000 to $2,000 repairs, sometimes less. I remember going to a house, 2-story house, not too far from where I live, and I get there and it's got a bad thermostat. Bad thermostat, okay? Back in the day, I think thermostats were $252. So I tell the homeowner, your thermostat's bad. And he goes, you're right. I need to get 2 systems. What? He was like, I'm not spending $200 on systems. It's going to nickel and dime me. I'd rather take care of it now. And I sold like $28,000 worth of equipment when that was a big deal back in the day in California. Like today, not such a big deal, but 2 systems, $28,000 was a huge deal 15 years ago for me. So know this, you don't need a huge ticket to set appointments for salespeople or to flip a lead for yourself if you're a senior type of tech or a selling tech, whatever you want to call it. So go to HVACtechsecrets.com, sign up for the email. You will get more information. You will get more videos. There you go. We'll see you soon.